What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about congestion zones, clean air zones, zero emission zones, low emission zones, how they affect our motorhomes, how they affect our camper vans, what they're going to cost us, how we can avoid them, and basically what we're going to be paying, really, because we need to know this stuff. Everything in this video is correct as of October 2022 when I'm filming this. It's up to you to drive legally and obviously safely, but it's up to you to drive legally and pay any fines or any fees that are owed for where you drive. You can't put that on me, you can't put that on this video. You are the driver, so anything that you do with your vehicle is ultimately your responsibility. So make sure you keep up to date with current laws, legislations and local laws and legislations where you're driving. What are clean air zones? I'm doing a lot of this, hence I'm in front of the laptop, so I'm doing a lot of this through the laptop because there's so much information. So if I'm glancing over, that's why. So a clean air zone, also known as a CAZ, is defined as an area where it's targeted action to improve the air quality. Through the use of daily charging for entering the zone, councils will encourage people and businesses who own the most polluting vehicles that travel in that area to consider upgrading their vehicles to meet current air quality standards. What is the low emission zone? The low emission zone, ULEZ, operates to encourage the most polluting heavy diesel vehicles driving in London and becoming cleaner. The ULEZ covers most of Greater London and is in operation 24 hours a day, every day of the year. What is the ultra low emission zone? Also known as the ULEZ, operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day of the year except Christmas Day, 25th of December. The zone now covers all areas within the North and South Circular, which I'm in work most times of the week. The actual North Circular, the 406, and the South Circular, the 205, roads themselves are not actually in the zone. So you can, as long as you stay on them, you're not in the zone. As soon as you come off, you're in the zone. What are zero emission zones? Well, you can probably guess that. A zero emission zone, also known as ZEZ, ZEZ is an area where only zero emission vehicles, pedestrians and cyclists are granted unrestricted access. What vehicles are affected? Each vehicle type has a minimum emission standard, i.e. Euro 6, Euro 5, Euro 4, and it goes on and on. Engine size is not a factor for clean air zones, but weight and emissions are. How can you check if your vehicle is compliant? You can find your vehicle's emission standard in your vehicle logbook, the Scottish Low Emission Zone website, gov.uk website, Transport for London website, and even HPI websites, which is also useful when you're shopping for a new vehicle to check there's no outstanding credit or anything on it. We're having a look at a few examples. So this is the same as model as my motorhome. Mine's Swift Sundance, this is called Swift Suntour, they're just different names. Here's me entering my number plate into the Gov website. It's the nice little urban number plate there. And that is my vehicle there, so all my details are correct there. And as you can see, this pops up with all the clean air zones throughout the country in alphabetical order and how much I have to pay to go in those clean air zones, or how much I don't have to pay if they're not up and running at the moment. So there's quite a lot of places I have to pay. At Portsmouth I don't have to pay, and Newcastle and Gateshead I don't have to pay. And you can also go onto the Transport for London website like this. Again, enter my registration number. There's my vehicle there, so we'll just click confirm. This is what comes up for me. So 2 charges apply for my vehicle. So for me, I have to pay the congestion charge and I'd have to pay the ULEZ charge, which is £12.50 a day, as my vehicle doesn't meet the standards that are set by the local government there. A couple of weeks back at the Warner Show, I was looking at a Niesman. This is similar to the Niesman I was looking at, which is a 2009 plate. It's about the same price as well, to be fair. So if we take the number plate from this vehicle, enter it into the gov.uk website, there's all the details. It's now, you can see it's classed as heavy goods vehicle because it was a heavier model. So we'll see where it pops up, and here we go. This pops up with a lot heavier charges. Most of my charges were £9, £10, £12. These, as you can see here, are £100, £50, £50, £100, £60, £50. So a real big difference, and it's still a motorhome. I know it's a heavier motorhome, but it's still pretty much the same. But yeah, it doesn't meet the standards, and they've just classed it as a thing. If we go on the Transport for London site again, enter the same details of that Niesman. It says two charges, and for me to go into the low emission zone, it's £100 a day. £100 a day, which is crazy. And now if we go one of the bigger motorhomes that I'm looking at, like a Deflef A class, which is really nice. It's a tag axle, 2007. It's not too bad. Looks quite nice big boot. I like that. I don't like the price tag, but hey, that's that. If we enter that registration, which is an 07, again it pops up as a heavy goods vehicle, and again these are £100 charges, £60 charges, £50 charges. Very expensive compared to what mine currently is, which is quite amazing. And if we go on to the TfL Gov site, I've got to pay congestion charge, and I've got to pay £100 a day for the low emissions if I had that. Now, looking at this Carthago, which is again a nice motorhome, just for demonstration purposes, let's have a little look at this. 2007, again, it's going to be classed as HGV, and it's all £100, £50, £100, £50, £100 a day in London for the low emission zone. Another Burstner A class, which again I'd look at. It's 2008, nice big boot, probably nice layout. We'll look at that, see what that says, and yep, again, because it's a higher weight vehicle, it's coming up so much more expensive than my current vehicle. So these are the things I'm going to have to think about when it comes to buying a new vehicle. £100 a day to go in London. Now, I don't really want to go in London, but they are expanding the sizes of these emission zones. Now, if we look at a newer vehicle, this is a 2016 Euro 6 Rapido A class. So again, something I would look at. It's a bit out of my price range, but you know, you never know what happens in the future. And when we jump to 2016, we're in the Euro 6 engine and specifications. So let's have a look at what this says. Now, let's enter the details in the Gov site. Again, heavy goods vehicle, it comes up straight away. Now, no charge. No charge for any of the clean air zones that we've been looking at, whereas the previous model, which was you know, a little older, was £100, £50, £60 a day in all of these zones, and now this is zero, not a charge at all. Now if we look at London, see what it says on the TfL website, we'll chuck the details in, and it's going to come up with one charge, which is just a congestion charge. There is no charge for the ULEZ or the Ultra ULEZ with the Euro 6 of that. Now if we look, I'm not just going to do motorhomes, so let's have a look at a typical van conversion. So this is a Mercedes Sprinter 2012. Let's have a look at that, shall we? So we enter the details in the thing, and that is £9, £10, £10. Now let's have a look at the TfL and the ULEZ. They're going to have to pay £12.50 for the ULEZ, and the congestion charge, which we're all paying, which again the same as mine. Another vehicle, which is a typical van conversion, is Ford Transit. Let's have a look at 2015 model. I'm going to say it's going to probably be about, again, yeah, £9 again. All £9, £9, £10, pretty much the same, which, you know, it's good to know, but then I think when you jump to a Euro 6, the prices do go up. So this is an Iveco prison transport van, Iveco Daily, 2013. Let's have a look, see what that comes up. It's a big van, it's a very big van. It could be a good conversion, definitely. Oh, vehicle details are incomplete. Okay, you still have to pay the clean air zones. But if we have a look on the thingy, yeah, oh, here we go, £100 a day. £100 a day. It's a heavier vehicle. It's going to be £100 a day for the low emission zones, and then the congestion charge on top of that. Some mad charges. Let's look at a Ducato ambulance, 2010 Fiat Ducato, because these are popular conversions as well. Again, coming out as almost as a HGV, £100, £50, £50, £100, £60. They are some big prices to drive through clean air zones. Now, my friend, he got caught driving through a clean air zone, through Bath clean air zone. He had no idea. He was going to meet, it was Will, one of the amigos that I meet up with. He was going to meet up with the other lot whilst I was at Van Life Eats. And then when he got back home, a week later, he's got a fine through the door for £120 because he drove through Bath. He drove from like Yorkshire down to the Cotswold, I think it was, Somerset, sorry. And and he's driven through Bath, didn't know about it, completely didn't see it. You know, he's probably in the world of his own driving along, and yeah, gets home and he's got a £120 fine on the doorstep, £60 if you pay it straight away, with a £9 admin fee. To say he was spitting bricks was an understatement. Yeah, and this vehicle again is £100 a day in for the low emission zones, on top of the congestion charge. It's amazing how much these charges are going to rack up. Now, so this is a Peugeot Boxer 2016. It's £30,000 for this van. So let's have a look at it. So yeah, I mean, there's no charge, but it's a £30,000 van without the conversion. Now we've got a Euro 6 van conversion. So this is a Volkswagen Crafter 2019. We're into the details now. This comes up again, no charge, no charge. Euro 6 really does make a massive, massive, massive effect on the price. Not only the price of the actual vehicle, but also the price of the emissions. So the next question is, can I swap my engine or fuel type? Which I'd never do because I wouldn't know how to. If you were to swap your engine and fuel system to a Euro 6, the emission standards on the original V5C would still apply, and you'd still have to pay the full charge, which that is not good. So you're thinking you can change it, but you can't. It ain't going to work. Can I have my vehicle retrofitted to a Euro 6? Depending on the make and the model and the year, it may be possible to retrofit, but it can be very expensive. Consider the current value of your vehicle and the cost to replace your vehicle for a compliant one. Now, there is retrofitters out there, which there's an accredited scheme to make sure people are getting the right conversions done and they're not getting scammed. We have reached out to a few people, but as of yet, we've had no response to see if they wanted to make a comment of how easy it is and if they should do it and what their thoughts and feelings of the whole thing is. But there are retrofitters out there, and like I say, there is an accredited scheme. So if you was going to do this, I would always go with the accredited people, because then you know you're going to get the job done right and the job done well and properly, and all be above board and correct, because it's not going to be a cheap thing to do. So you don't want to go with just any Tom, Dick or Harry and hope for the best. How do you avoid charges? How do we all avoid the charges? Be aware. Basically, you just got to be awake and aware. You be aware of which towns and cities are enforcing clean air zones. The list is sure to grow in the coming years because you know everyone wants clean air. No one wants to be breathing in smog. I understand that. We all understand that. It's a pain in the arse, all of the charges and the prices. And however we don't agree with them, no one wants to be breathing any of this stuff in. But look out for road signs. There's usually big signs above saying you're entering ULEZ area in 3 miles or 2 miles and 1 mile. You need to just look out for these signs, because you do not want to be going in to these areas and just to drive through somewhere. I'm gonna say probably rule of thumb would be just don't go through the center of any major towns, because that's where they're going to be. They're not going to be on the countryside, just in some little random field here. If this is the main town area, they're going to be in the heart of it, because that's where they want to protect. But update your modern sat nav to the current software and map version, and check that it supports environmental zone routing. If it's got that, then you're good. Replace older sat navs with a model that supports environmental zone routing, to then be able to route around these areas. And use the correct settings in your sat nav and mobile app to avoid tolls. Using the Waze app is a free example, which is a really good app, and it's like a community-based thing as well. So if there's a lot of traffic, everyone says, "Oh, traffic," and they can see how fast everyone's going, so they can judge traffic. It's a really good app, a really good alternative to Google's Google Maps. Just like I said, I know this has been a long video and a lot of detail and technical things, but I have to stress, it is your responsibility as the driver of the vehicle. You can't come whinging to me. The information in this video is correct as of October 2022, but like I say, you are the driver of the vehicle, which means you are in control. You are responsible for where you drive. If you drive through 10 towns and they've all got £100 charges, you didn't know, that's your fault. You've got to pay it. You need to be aware of where you're driving. Check ahead if you're going to be driving through any big towns. Look on all the websites that we've mentioned. There's going to be links in the description for you to be able to click on and find out and check your own vehicles. And yeah, let us know in the comments how much your vehicles charge. how much it costs for your vehicle to go through on here. Have you been caught anywhere? Do you know any good sat navs that have got the routing on there, the environmental routing, zone routing? Any hints, tips, and advice that you've got, drop in the comments below, because this is something that affects us all. We don't want to be paying for this because we're not actually, I know we are, but we're not technically actually getting something physical for this. So we wanted to keep our money in our pockets. We don't want to be just giving it away just to drive through somewhere. We're already paying an extortionate amount for fuel, so we don't want to be paying any more than we actually absolutely have to. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's been a lot of numbers and information to throw at you, but make sure you go check out this video where I show you how to find some park ups, and make sure you check out this video where I show you how much it costs to live full time in a motorhome in the UK. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Bye.